on, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of Cooking with Cuzzo, where I make some fun and interesting recipes that are just a little bit out of the ordinary. Today, when we get over to the kitchen, we're going to be making something that I call pizza roses. So it's a little bit of a twist on like a pizza pinwheel or a pizza roll up that you may have seen in the past. But I kind of change up mine a little bit. It gives the impression of a flower, which obviously is the name Pizza Roses. But stay tuned to see how we do that, and I'll see you over in the kitchen in a few minutes.
Alrighty, y'all. We made it to the kitchen. Let's get started. Alrighty, y'all. So here's step 1. In the recipe book, I say use a food processor, but believe it or not, with all my mom's gizmos and gadgets in her kitchen, she actually doesn't have one. So you can definitely use a blender for this step as well, and that's what I'm going to do today. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to combine the tomato sauce in the blender. Do that now. Alrighty. Along with, let me get the rest of this out of the bowl here. Perfect. Alright. Along with the tomato paste. Get that in here. Perfect. And then we were going to want to put a white onion. Put that mine in there. As well as 2 cloves of garlic. And 1 tablespoon of the 2 tablespoons of oregano that I have listed in the ingredients. Perfect. Alrighty, and then what you're going to want to do is just put a cap on that and blend it until it's a smooth consistency, and you should be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and do that now off camera, so it's not really loud in the camera, but I will show you what it looks like when we're all finished up. Okay, we've gone ahead and blended it all up. Looks pretty standard, typical tomato sauce in there. Just make sure it's a real smooth consistency and you should be good to go. And then we're going to move on to the next step. Pretty straightforward, just putting it in a little squirt bottle. So I'll do that here in a minute or two. Alright everyone, so I got the sauce here. Any squeeze bottle that you have at home will work. You know, I just put it in something such as this. I did have a little bit of extra sauce though, so I just kept that in a bowl off to the side. But I will go ahead and preheat the oven now, so I'll set this down here. Perfect. And we're going to be doing 425 on the oven, so just get your oven ready at 425. Perfect. Alrighty. I'll be back for step 3 in a few minutes. Alright everyone, so step 3, I went ahead and took my pizza dough. I use pre-made dough because it often flattens out a lot easier than a lot of homemade doughs. And just kind of, get it out here on your working surface, get your surface floured. I put a little bit of flour on top of the dough as well, and you're just going to want to take it like this and just really roll it out nice and thin. Perfect. And a little bit each way here. A little bit sideways as well. Trying to keep it, fairly square, fairly even. Perfect. Something like that here. Perfect. Alrighty. So go ahead and do that, and I will see you in a few minutes. Alright, so I have it rolled out here. The next step, number 4, you're going to want to cut it into about 2-inch thick strips, similar to about the size of a ruler. So I kind of have that here, something like this here. I'm just going to take a pizza cutter and do that. If you have a knife, whatever works best for you. Try to make it a straight line there, eyeballing it. Alright, there's a few of them there. Perfect. And the last one here. Perfect. Now we have everything cut out here, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes for the next step. Alright, so step 5, super simple. You're just going to take your mozzarella cheese slices. I kind of stacked mine up here just so I can kind of cut it a little bit more efficiently. And then you're basically going to want to cut them in half, about as wide as the pieces of dough that you just kind of cut beforehand. So something like that. Perfect. Alright. Perfect. So now we have the cheese cut in half. And then we're going to want to take our pepperoni slices here in a minute or two. So I'm going to get those ready now. Alright, step 6. So what you want to do is take the pepperonis. I actually went to a couple of different stores and I couldn't find, anything much larger than this. Although I do say large pepperoni in the recipe book. This will definitely do the trick as well. So what I did, again, just like the cheese, I just kind of stacked them all up so I can kind of cut it a little bit more efficiently. I think I'm actually going to do it about in half here. Just that way it'll be a little bit easier. And what you want to do is just do the same thing as the cheese. Just cut them right in half so they kind of resemble a half moon shape here. Perfect. Alrighty. There's some of them there. And then just take the remainder here. Get those ready as well. And it's always good to have a sharp knife when doing all this kind of stuff. Definitely helps cut through it a heck of a lot easier. Awesome. So there's that. And then we're going to begin the assembly here in the next step. Alright, so for step 7, what you're going to do is take your first strip of dough, lay it on your working surface, and then take your pieces of cheese that you cut roughly the same width, and then lay them down to cover the dough entirely. So I have the first 2 pieces of cheese laid down there, and I'm just going to take my third one here, and just ever so slightly overlap it there, but just to cover it up there as well, so you can see that here. And next up will be the pizza sauce. In just 1 second. Alright, so next up what you're going to want to do is take your pizza sauce and just kind of take a streamline here from one end all the way down to the other. Something like that. Alrighty, so once you have the pizza sauce on there, you don't need too much, just kind of enough to kind of get the center cut there of to coverage of the sauce. And then we're going to do our pepperoni here momentarily. Alright, step 9. As I said, you're going to want to take your half pepperoni pieces there and kind of just lay them right up to the sauce. So you're going to kind of want to butt up the back end of it to the sauce there and let it stick out off of the end of the dough. So that way once we roll it up, it gives that rose or flower effect. So I went ahead and did that already here. What you're going to want to do is repeat this for all the roses that you intend to make. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then I will see you guys in a few minutes. Alright, y'all. Actually, first I decided I'm just going to show you how to roll it up here. So you just want to take one of the edges, kind of get your fingers underneath there, and then just kind of roll it up here. Pretty tightly, just so that way it kind of, make sure the pepperonis stay in there as well. Just so that way it gives that flower rose effect. So yeah, hold those pepperonis in there nice and tight. Perfect. And then when you're done, it should look a little something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the remaining roses that I'm making here. And then basically you just take your tin here, place it inside, and you're good to go. Alright, y'all. So I know I showed last time, put it in the muffin tin here. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this last one, but I wanted to quickly show you, just once you have them all in there, just sprinkle with a little oregano. That's the remaining tablespoon of oregano that I have in the recipe book. Might not be that much, you know, just get a little something here. Perfect. Awesome. And then what you're going to want to do is put it in the oven for roughly 15 minutes. I'll see you on the other side when they come out looking nice and tasty. Alrighty, y'all. Just got them out of the oven. They're looking delicious. Ended up only making 5. I don't have too many people around my house to eat anything more, so I didn't want to waste food, so just made 5 here. But they're looking really good. I'm going to taste them here in a minute, and what I think I might do as well, I'm going to put actually a little bit more of the sauce. Kind of might drizzle it over the top, just a little bit of something extra. If you'd like to do that, you can. If not, you don't have to. But stay tuned. I'm going to give it a taste here in 1 second. All right, y'all. Time for a little taste test. Here's this. Wow. Really, really good. And the best part is, not only does it taste good, we managed to make pizza pretty. What a little rose.
Alrighty, y'all. We are back at the desk. That was another insane recipe. Those turned out, again, even better than I really thought they were going to. They tasted amazing. The sauce, the homemade sauce, really makes a big difference. You know, if you have to use store-bought sauce to make those, you definitely can. But let me tell you, the homemade sauce there, that is a game changer. Anyways, beyond that, next episode, we're going to be doing a cheesecake, a little bit of a change up. We're doing a dessert rather than, you know, a main meal. So that's going to combine as well a couple of my favorite things when it comes to, you know, the sweet side of cooking. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.